Good evening, viewers. The big story today is that the agitation at Delhi's Jantar Mantar is over. CJP called off its protest after a meeting with Union Ministers JP Nadda and Dr. Jitendra Singh, after government accepted all three demands of the Cockroach Janata Party. CJP's core demand was Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation as the Education Minister. Other two demands included 1 crore compensation to families of NEET victims and withdrawal of FIRs against CJP protesters. Government gave an assurance of no action against them in the future as well. The protest by students had become a big movement, and it seems, viewers, there was a realization within the government that Education Minister will have to resign for things to calm down. Prime Minister Modi put out 2 videos in the last 2 days. Government announced a number of steps to give a signal to the youth that it is serious about ending the paper leak menace and wants to bring reforms in the education sector. But viewers, it seems those were not enough for Gen Z. Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation came around 2:14 in the afternoon. In a letter shared on X, Dharmendra Pradhan mentioned that he was saddened by the sequence of events in the last 10 days and that the decision was taken in the interest of the unity of the country. He also mentioned that he has resigned, keeping in mind that anti-national forces do not take advantage of the situation that has arisen at Jantar Mantar and across the country. And viewers, joining us on the broadcast right now is CJP spokesperson Saurav. Saurav, thank you very much for speaking with us here on Times Now. What a day really it has been for you. Because of your movement, we have seen a lot change in the country. Many congratulations. It has been a big victory for you. The question is, what next from here on for CJP, for you all?
The young of this country have won. They have created history. This August 15th, 2026, when we celebrate our Independence Day, I think we'll be celebrating this occasion after many years in the real sense. After 12 years of an atmosphere of fear, where protesters used to fear UAPA, where opposition which raised people's issue feared PMLA, and people online feared IPC sections. The young of this country came out on the road, and despite the massive amount of police brutality, they stood their ground and asked for minimum level of accountability that should have automatically happened. I think it is something that will be recorded in history. So I'm very proud of the young of this nation. They have created history, and it is time that the young take responsibility of this nation.
Saurav, did you expect the government to really accept all your demands, especially the one wherein you wanted resignation of the Education Minister?
Absolutely, because all our demands were not revolutionary or radical. They were something that should have already happened in a functioning democracy. Today, we have restored functioning democracy, because in a functioning democracy, rational demands of people are usually accepted. And that is what we demanded: Pradhan's resignation, 1 crore compensation, dignity for the family of the dead NEET victims who died by suicide at the hands of this broken, corrupt education system. And number 3, that FIRs filed against protesters across the nation and have to be withdrawn, and a guarantee ought to be given that nothing will happen even in the future. All these 3 demands have been met. We are very happy that the government has finally awoken to the needs of the youth.
You were representing the youth of this country when you were negotiating with 2 senior ministers of the government, JP Nadda and Dr. Jitendra Singh. How was it like really negotiating with seasoned politicians, 2 such senior ministers?
See, the young of this country, especially the internet generation, have an opinion, and they are not afraid to voice it. Through the CJP, they found a medium to voice what have been their views for a long time now. So we were very clear about our views, about our demands. And, when the government told us that Pradhan's resignation is, difficult, we also stood our ground, because we knew that this is something that should be happening in a functioning democracy. So as long as we were on the side of the truth, on the side of rationality, on the side of the people of this country, the young of this country, we knew it, that the government will have to bend to the wishes of them.
You know, after that meeting at Constitutional Club of Delhi today, there was a joint press briefing, and you announced that since all your demands have been accepted, you're calling off the agitation. But on the other hand, we got reactions from political parties as well. I'm talking about Leader of Opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi. Now, he has two new demands, apart from the resignation of Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, and he wants Prime Minister to apologize. Is that your demand as well?
See, every person and every political party included can have their own set of demands. We were very clear from the beginning what our demands were. We added a few demands as and when required. However, we did tell the government that right now we are asking for Pradhan's resignation. However, if our demands are not heard, then we'll also rethink our strategy. Now, if the political parties have a different strategy, they are of course free to pursue them, whatever be their demands. As far as we go, Cockroach Janata Party goes and this youth movement goes, our demands have been met. We have peacefully called off this protest.
We have learned that maybe by Monday or maximum Tuesday, government is likely to introduce this anti-cheating bill. Do you think it's going to be beneficial? Because along with these demands, you also gave the government a list of 5 reforms that you want in the education sector, something that the government can consider.
See, one of the 5 demands from the policy demand charter that we submitted to the government, one of them was that the jail time should be increased from current 3 years to 10 years. I think the government has already acted on it yesterday. We are hopeful that the government also continues to engage with the young of this country, with the experts who have dedicated decades of their lives to the education sector. And for this reason, they have agreed to meet and guaranteed to meet a delegation of the CJP in the next 1 month. So we hope by then the government would have studied everything and would have implemented at least most of those measures.
Saurav, now Prahlad Joshi has been given additional charge of Education Ministry. What are your thoughts on this development?
I think whoever be the next education minister, they should surely know that the young of this country are watching them. He should work for the welfare of the youth. He should be able to fix the broken education system, which includes paper leaks, and act tough against paper mafia. Because when the time comes for accountability, the youth has united, they have awoken, and they will not go back to slumber. They will ask for anybody's resignation, whoever is not working for the youth's welfare.
Now, the question is, what next for Cockroach Janata Party? Are we likely to see formal entry into politics anytime soon?
See, like I've been telling everybody on a lighter note, even if we don't declare ourselves a political party, the media will probably hold a press conference and declare as a political party. However, right now we have no such plans. We want to take this movement to the grassroots level, for which we'll be traveling across the country. We'll be talking to the youth of this country, because what we realized in the past 1.5 months of this protest is that people have no one to share their stories with, to share their pain with. People they have elected to the government do not give a damn about them. We will be their ears. So we'll be going to the grassroots level, we'll listen to them, we'll talk to the youth, we'll come up with an agenda for the betterment of youth, because they are the future of this country, and we'll encourage all the young people to come forward and take responsibility of not just their own future, but the future of this great nation.
You know, monsoon session of Parliament is also underway. Would you also appeal to the opposition to end disruptions and allow the House to have a debate on NEET paper leak issue and other reforms that the education sector needs?
See, each one of us wants the parliament to function. However, this is a political call which has to be taken by both the government and the opposition parties. I'm sure the opposition knows its responsibilities and has been raising the issue of the people of this country. So I am no one to tell them what to do and what not to do. It is between them and the government to decide on what terms the parliament will function.
Did you get a chance to speak with Sonam Wangchuk after this big victory of CJP?
No, my internet was not working, so I'll be talking to him shortly. But he has left me a message.
What was that message? Can you share the details with us?
I think it was something congratulatory.
Happy being home now with your own people? How does it really feel?
We are very happy. All of us are very happy. We are all very proud of the young of this country. They've done something that hasn't happened in the last 12 years. An arrogant government was brought to its heels, brought to its knees, and there's, minimum levels of accountability have been restored. This August 15th, 2026, when we celebrate Independence Day, it will truly be something to celebrate.
All right, we leave it there. Thank you very much, Saurav. Appreciate you speaking with us here on Times Now. We wish you good luck for the future. Thank you for joining us. Let's now move on, viewers, and give you a sense of what's really happening at Jantar Mantar right now. My colleague Shefali is joining us live at this point in time. Shefali, over to you. Help us understand how is the situation on the ground. Are protesters still present at the protest site, or have they all gone back home now?
No, there are some protesters still there celebrating. You can see the visuals. We are currently at Jantar Mantar and people here are cutting cake. And you can see the visuals over here of how much celebration is happening here. Also, not just that, sweets are also being distributed over here. Just look at these visuals of the happiness among the faces of people who have been doing dharnas over here for so many days. And this is how they are celebrating. We'll try and speak to them. Sir, आज की विक्ट्री पे क्या कहेंगे?
मैं ये कहना चाहूंगा, ये जो जीत है ये लोकतंत्र की जीत है। ये हर उस व्यक्ति की जीत है जो इस तंत्र का शिकार हुआ है। हमारी जीत है, आपकी जीत है, हर उस व्यक्ति की जीत है इस भारत के नागरिक का जो कहीं न कहीं किसी न किसी तरीके से इस तंत्र का शिकार हुआ है। मैं बस इतना कहना चाहूंगा कि जब भी कभी कुछ हो, आप सभी एकत्रित होने से हमारी जो शक्ति हो संगठित होती है और हम किसी भी चीज को बदल सकते हैं।
जाने का कब इरादा है? अब तो खत्म हो गया।
बिल्कुल जाएंगे। जो आंदोलन है शांतिपूर्ण तरीके से होना चाहिए और हमें किसी भी काम को अनुशासित तरीके से करना चाहिए। अनुशासन नहीं है, जो हमको चाहिए था मिल गया, अब बिल्कुल हम जाने ही वाले हैं और हम सभी को जाना चाहिए। मैं सभी से
मैं केरला से हूँ। ये प्रोटेस्ट बहुत सारे लोगों को एक साथ लेके आया हूँ। केरला से कश्मीर तक वाला सभी लोग इधर आ गए। ये प्लेस जंतर मंतर, इधर एक हिस्ट्री पैदा हुआ है आज की डेमोक्रेसी और भी बाकी है।
What would you like to say to the government who is now admitted to all the demands?
I just want to say that now we are giving you a chance. We just asked you the resignation of a minister, and now if you are making your mistakes correct, and if you are not doing any more mistakes, you can rule, or else more protests will be coming and the complete BJP government will be ruined.
And whosoever is saying us कि हम लेजी हैं, घर में पड़े रहते हैं, बेरोजगार हैं, एक बात बता दें हम आपको, इस बेरोजगार लोगों ने ही आपके एक एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर को जिसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बनती है एग्जाम सही से करवाना, ऑल्दो उनसे नहीं हो पाया तो उन्होंने अपनी अकाउंटेबिलिटी ली। आज उनकी जब मैंने ट्वीट पढ़ी तो उसमें उन्होंने सब लिखा था, साफ लिखा था उसमें कि मैं पहले दिन से अकाउंटेबिलिटी ले रहा हूँ। तो आपको इस्तीफा बहुत पहले दे देना चाहिए था। हमें करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती, हमें लाठी खाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती, हमारी बहनों को लाठी खाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती। आज जो उनको लाठी पड़ी है, जो टीयर गैस मारा गया है उन पे, बहुत शर्मनाक है।
I want to say that like my brother, कि if government accepted our demands so earlier, तो मैडम जो यहाँ पे लाठी खाए लोग, जो बच्चियों को लगा है, जो हम हमारे भाइयों को लगा है, उससे खाने से बच जाते। एटलीस्ट इन लास्ट गवर्नमेंट हमारी बात मानी। हमें लगता था कि इसे और पहले मान लेना चाहिए था, जिससे जिन्हें चोटें लगी या जो भी जो चाउस हुआ वो नहीं होता, इससे हम बच सकते थे। और
Are you happy now that this is all over and you got what you were demanding?
Yes, we are happy. I just want to say that कि अकाउंटेबिलिटी होनी चाहिए। किसी भी गवर्नमेंट आए, मैं कहता हूँ इसके बाद कोई और भी सरकार में आता है, कोई भी आए, अकाउंटेबिलिटी होनी ही चाहिए।
I'll show you the visuals over here. The tent is now being, just see, look at the stage. Stage is gone. People are removing the tent. So everyone is preparing for the exit from this place to vacate the very place. You can see the visuals right now here on Time Now. Even we saw some people, using broom. And you can see here people were actually cleaning the area. You can see how it was more dirty earlier, but now people are themselves, the cockroaches are themselves cleaning the area.
Right.
So this is what we are seeing here at Jantar Mantar. People continues to celebrate, yet they are saying that now they'll, by midnight or in some time, they will leave this place. Very happy they are. You saw the cake cutting, the sweet distribution. So this is what we are reporting from ground at Jantar Mantar.
All right. Thank you very much, Shefali, for the moment, for joining us with your inputs on this story. So the stage has been dismantled, but some people are still present there. Hopefully, in a few hours or so, they will be going back. And viewers, let's also tell you how CJP founder Abhijit Dipke reacted to Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation and what Union Minister JP Nadda said after the meeting with CJP representatives.
याद रखना कॉकरोच से पंगा नहीं लेना है। धर्मेंद्र प्रधान ने रिजाइन कर दिया है। We have bloody Senate. क्या कहते थे ये? क्या कहते थे? इस सरकार में इस्तीफे नहीं होते। क्या कहते थे? इस सरकार में इस्तीफे नहीं होते। हम कहना चाहते, झुकती है दुनिया, झुकाने वाला चाहिए।
हमारी भी सहानुभूति है, जान किसी बच्चे की जाए और उसके प्रति हम भी सहानुभूति रखते हैं और सरकार, प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी अत्यंत सहानुभूति के साथ हम सब लोगों ने कहा है कि ऑनरेबल कंपनसेशन अकॉर्डिंग टू द रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस व्हाटएवर मैक्सिमम विल बी पॉसिबल दैट विल बी गिवन टू देम, कि हम एजुकेशन के एग्जामिनेशन के रिफॉर्म्स के लिए जो आपका चार्टर है उस पर हम गहन चिंतन भी करेंगे और आपके डेलीगेशन के साथ बातचीत करके जो कुछ भी हम डेलिब्रेट कर सकेंगे वो हम करने का प्रयास करेंगे।
Even activist Sonam Wangchuk described Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation as a victory of democracy and credited the nationwide student-led agitation and citizens' participation for the outcome.
There has been accountability. Now it's time for reforms in the field of education so that we have a robust system that makes us a great nation.
And we have some breaking inputs coming in. President Draupadi Murmu, as advised by the Prime Minister, has accepted the resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan. Further, as advised by the Prime Minister, the President has directed that Prahlad Joshi, Cabinet Minister, be assigned charge of the Ministry of Education in addition to his existing portfolio. So for now, what we are getting to know is that Prahlad Joshi is going to be looking at Education Ministry as well. He has got additional charge of the Education Ministry. Pradhan's resignation has been accepted by President Draupadi Murmu on the advice of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and Prahlad Joshi, Union Minister, has been given additional charge of Education Ministry. So this is the big update that we have at this point in time. We'll be going across to my colleague Pragya for more on this. Okay, before I go across to my colleague, we have another important input coming in, and now we have learned that anti-paper leak bill is likely to be introduced in the Parliament on Monday, and we have learned that Union Minister Jitendra Singh will be introducing this extremely important bill. The idea is to add more teeth to the anti-cheating laws. Let's go across to Pragya joining us live right now for more on this. Pragya, two important developments. One is that Prahlad Joshi, Union Minister, has been given additional charge of Education Ministry, and this anti-leak bill is going to be introduced on Monday.
Absolutely, and in fact, this is a position that cannot be remain vacant, and this is why the stopgap arrangement has been made. Consumer Affairs Minister, Mr. Prahlad Joshi, is now new Education Minister. He is a learned man. He has handled his ministries very capably, and this is probably the reason why Prime Minister must have chosen him to run Education Ministry meanwhile. Having said that, the government is also bringing an amendment bill in the Parliament next week. We are given to understand it is in the business agenda. It is going to be brought in on Monday itself, where there are punishment for individuals and also the organized, gangs and also service providers also for for any of the leaks that they can take up, and also do the question paper of the public examination. The standard general offence for that is 5 years, was in fact 5 years, 3 to 5 years, which has been increased to 5 to 10 years, and the penalty has also increased. So this is also, a deterrent in a way to avoid any sort of paper leak in the future, but it also solves the problem, because it also gives a special task force and to the states and union territories and the central government. They can have the fast track courts as well.
Thank you very much, Pragya, for the moment, for joining us with your inputs on this story. With this, we will slip into a very, very short break. Coming back with lots more. Stay with us.